Well, good afternoon, ladies. How are you? This is LT Dixon, just coming to you with a very short message, a message of gratitude for all that God has done. I'm really grateful for this space that we have in this 40/40 group because it allows me to share and to be kind of candid with my life. And so in gratitude, I'm very thankful for all the ladies who have joined me in celebrating 40 ways to give, 40 ways to live. And earlier today, I actually posted a picture of my gift from God. And I know that God loves me unmeasurably, more than I can ever ask or ever think. And I'm so grateful for that. However, when people see that, not that I really care what other people think, because what other people think is really none of my business. And when things were falling apart for me, other people's thoughts was not carrying me. So I wanted to just openly share with you some gratitude steps that brought me to this point. So back in October, many of you may not have known, but I actually went through a financial struggle. I actually was disconnected from God, and I found myself in a place where I did not have a vehicle, and being able, all my children go to different school, and it's 5 of them, and I needed to transport all 5 of them to different schools. Very tough situation. And so from from August up until this, maybe about December, my family really, really struggled. And the struggle, what I realized was not so much of finances. It actually was a disconnect on my end. I posted a couple of days ago that where focus goes, energy flows, and that is so true. My focus was on the wrong thing. My focus was on how do I get money to take care of my children, which is actually one of the most common thoughts that everybody has. How do I do this so that I can do that? How do I do this and so I can do that? And so we make snap decisions to do things because of the fear of not having enough. Then I remember having a conversation with God in my room in my little handy dandy red chair, and I was saying, God, this doesn't this doesn't feel cool. Like, this doesn't feel good at all. And I remember God's response to me was, it was the series of small steps that got you to where you are. There's going to be a series of small steps to get you away from where you are. And so I said, okay, whatever you tell me, I'll do. So the first thing that I did was to activate the circulation of money in my life. I began to share a tenth of whatever came to me. Now, some of you may know it as tithe. Some of you may, in Islamic faith, you may know it as something else, that you share your financial gift. And so I shared my financial gift of 10%, and immediately things began to change. So from that time up until this point, I can see miraculously how things have changed. One, because I was humble enough to listen to the instructions that the Creator was giving me. Two, I was courageous enough to do what it was that God was telling me to do without question. And three, I just had a small bit of faith left to know that things were going to get better. And so from August up until this time, where my barber, the gentleman that cuts my hair, used to get up 5:30 in the morning or earlier. He may have gotten up at 4 something to drive 15 minutes away from where he lived, 15 minutes to where I live, to allow me to use his car every morning to take my children to school. And he would allow me to keep his car all day until I picked everybody up. And so I post that gift, and I says that God loves me, especially the different, because once I connected with my source, once I began to trust that the infinite intelligence that we call God knows everything about me because he created me before I can even say it, I knew that God had things working out. But God wanted to know, would you trust me enough, Tamika, to obey what I say, do when I say do it, without question? And so recently, a young lady who had lost her license wanted to get rid of the car. I connected with her, but it was much bigger than the car, because this young lady actually had been stripping in the strip clubs, gambling heavily, almost falling out of school, and so many other things. Everything that you can think of, this young lady was going through. But she posted this car. She wanted very little for it. And my prayer was, let the God in me meet the God in this person. Let this be a divine connection, that this person will give me a great price on this car, and then it will all work out. A car brought us together, but God made the divine connection that blessed me with a vehicle that I like to be able to transport my children. Not only blessed me with that vehicle, but also blessed me with a vehicle that my son actually has his own vehicle now. So in August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 8 months ago, we had no car. March, 8 months later, we now have 2 cars that are paid for, debt-free on those cars, with financial peace, and I am very, very grateful. I'm very, very grateful because I know who my source, my supply, and my substance come from. It all comes from the divine intelligence that we all call God. And for that, I am very, very grateful. So thank you so much for sharing in this moment to allow me to express my gratitude for the gift that was given to me and the gift that I openly and graciously receive. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you bunches. All right, now keep posting in there, because something that you say actually blesses someone else. We are making a difference in the world by changing ourselves. If you want to see the change, you got to be the change. Remember, ladies, to finish strong, because we have fun. We have strong faith. All right. Y'all have a great one.